Hello everyone, and welcome back to a special report dedicated to Year 5 Season 2 Puppeteers. And also welcome back, Yannick.
Hello.
It's nice to have you in this room again.
It's been a very long time. I haven't been in one of those, so I feel like it's my first live stream forever. I don't know, but it changed a lot. Some nice equipment here. Things are actually fixed on the walls and not just standing randomly in the room. So
it wasn't
not great.
that bad. It wasn't that bad.
It was never bad.
You only missed what, two previous live streams, right?
I don't know. Was it just two?
I think it was just two, maybe three.
It's like you haven't had me on one of those for like the past 3 years or something. I don't know. Maybe I upset you. I said something wrong.
It's not my fault. It's just, Morten took your place while you were away.
Morten was like, no, Yannick.
And you are not the only person who's back on the brand. I mean, Yannick is not back on the brand. He's been here. It's just, I did not allow him to join me on the live stream for quite some time, but he's on his best behavior now, so.
I have to.
Yeah, but we also welcome Julian back as a Division EP.
Yes, EP for executive producer, yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be good to work with Julian again, and great future for the division.
For people who do not know who Julian Gerthi is, maybe you just want to give a few reminders.
Julian, when we say Julian, of course you know who Julian is. So Julian Gerthi, he's been at Massive for a very long time, longer than me, and he was the creative director of Division 2, all the way to Warlords of New York. He was also on the Division 1 as associate creative director. He's been one of the minds behind everything Division for a very long time. And now he, of course, went to work on the Star Wars project, which he's going to stick around with and ship. But then after that, he's going to be joining us again on Division as executive producer.
Yeah, super exciting. But we also need to confirm that it doesn't mean that we're moving from Division 2 at the moment. There are a lot of plans in store. You've seen the Year 5 roadmap. And we can just reassure everyone that together with the team in Bucharest, we'll continue working on the content for Division 2.
Oh yeah, it's business as usual for us. It's going to be great to have someone to work with, but that doesn't change anything in terms of our ambitions and plans for the Division 2. We still have a lot of things to do with this game.
Yeah, so the support continues. Especially now with that we decided to extend the seasonal lengths just a little bit. And the main reason for that is that we, of course, continue working on the new content, but at the same time, also putting focus into the, fixes, issues, and quality.
Yeah, it's just taking a bit more time, so we can really take the time to add more quality and make sure we're trying to work on those fixes and the general quality for the game. So it's a bit of room to breathe for us, and it's gonna help us deliver better content.
Yeah, but before we're gonna move to actually giving you guys a glimpse of what Season 2 Puppeteers is going to be about, there are probably a few things that I should quickly mention. First of all, some of the videos that we're going to show in this live stream might be not very safe to watch for those of you who have problems with the strobing effect. So if there are any health reasons for you to be careful about that stuff, here is your warning. Just letting you know. It's not that severe, but there is one piece of content that can affect people who are sensitive to photoepilepsy and whatnot. Just a heads up. And to give you a quick overview of what else we're going to be talking about. Here is such a nice asset. Yeah, of course, we're going to show the next analyst report created by our friend NGN. We're going to talk about everything that is Year 5 Season 2, including new gear, season pass, new manhunt. If that is something that you're interested in, it's incoming very soon. Of course, PTS results, what we decided to change, what stayed unchanged, some dissent buffs here and there. Of course, we're also going to talk about Incursion, that is called Paradise Lost. I'm super excited for that specific part. And quality of life changes, we already mentioned it in the very beginning. There are a few of them that are going to be a part of the TU.
Yes.
So stay tuned. And of course, winter holidays.
Yes, because it's coming.
Yeah.
I was going to say we're in September. No, we're in
It's
October already. God
Yeah, I
damn it.
mean, spooky season just started, but we're already talking about winter. And of course, in the end,
We're wearing orange all the time anyway, so we don't need to change.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not wearing any brand colors today, but at least I'm wearing gray. Right? It's also a brand color, by the way. Yeah, of course, in the end, we're going to be answering your questions. So if you have any questions, please submit them to the live chat, and our community manager will pick them up. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And let's watch the analyst report to give you guys a quick recap of what happened during the previous season.
Agents, we've recovered 5 of the hostages taken in the attack on the White House. But with each member of our community, we learn Natalia Sokolova is not the murderous psychopath we assumed. I don't know if it's General Anderson's influence over her organization, or if spending her life on the move is getting to her, but it appears that the Black Task have adopted the True Sons tactics and are looking to shore up infrastructure and build something. What that something is, it's too early to tell without Vic. As Murray says, he knows her organization. He helped build it. Agents, if we want to rebuild the castle and know what Sokolova is really up to, we need to get Vic and unmask the asset.
And that was the analyst report by NGN. Thank you so much, NGN, for submitting the second analyst report. And hopefully we're going to see many more of them in the future.
Yeah, it's good to get a bit of a recap for people who may have missed the season, or people who played the season and needed a reminder, because that was, some weeks ago or potentially months ago for some people, and just to really, put everything in context. But yes, at the end of season 1, we rescued 5 of the civilians that were taken by the Black Tusk when they attacked the White House. Amongst them, of course, Mary, who's the girlfriend of Manny and the mother of his future child. But the work is not done. There's more civilians that need rescuing. Amongst them, of course, nobody else than Vikram Malik, who the name might ring a bell if you remember the days of Division 2 side missions. But he's been with us for some time already, and he was part of the civilians that were taken. So the idea is we need to go there and get those people, especially him, because he works in tech. He's worked with the Black Tusk, and he knows things, probably.
You're just started spoiling season 2 content already.
Have I?
Before we actually go into all these details, I want you guys to see the trailer for the season 2 Puppeteers first, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the new Manhunt premise.
Agent, what's the worst thing you've seen in the last year? The dollar flu? Hostiles, destroying any sense of progress we've made? Natalia Sokolova? Agent, the people we are sworn to protect rely on us. And we've failed them. Rogue agents are nothing compared to the threats you are about to face. It's time you met the recruiter.
Whoa. Who is that guy?
What are you talking about? I didn't spoil anything. Everything I said was like public knowledge. As you can see, the difference between this season 1 and season 2 is that this time we are actually going to give you a target. That dude, that's the recruiter. So if you remember the recruiter, we've actually met the recruiter already. That was
Did we?
Yes, in season 9. Because the recruiter recruits. That's what he does.
Right. No. I'm starting to connect the dots.
If you remember the end of season 9, the climax mission with Jack Bonney, there was a little hunter standing up there. That was the recruiter. So
Whoa.
he's been also kind of haunting us for a while now. And now we're finally going to hopefully get to face him.
Nice. Oh my God. I'm so excited for this upcoming season. But yeah, as you guys can see, we already know who's our final target is going to be. But of course, we'll need to continue saving our people. And there are 4 more civilians to rescue before we actually uncover recruiter's identity. Or maybe not. I don't know. No idea about that.
I don't want to say more. You will have to play the season to find out.
But yeah, it would be very interesting to get to the bottom of it and finally understand what recruiter what he does, except for recruiting, I guess.
Hunting and recruiting. But no, there will be more civilians, as you can see, more collectibles about them, about their role, about what they've been doing in the castle with Manny for some time, a bit more context on, the grand scheme of things. And then, yes, that recruiter.
And talking about Malik, actually rescuing him would hopefully help us get a bit more understanding what Natalia is scheming on the side.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
If he's being cooperative, who knows?
Oh, I'm just giving wild suggestions. Do not take my word for truth. So. And yeah, this is the calendar that you are seeing right now. And since we extended the season by 1 month, there are 2 important things to note here. That first of all, of course, you're gonna have 5 global events this very season. But another important thing is that we extended each target and each league. By 2 weeks.
Each target, and the global events are actually going to be 2 weeks long. So you're going to get 5 2 weeks long global events. So really time to play around with those, grind those, and get all the rewards and grind all this currency and get all those caches. And yes, the targets are extended, which means it's not going to be 3 weeks, but actually 4 weeks, 1 month between each of the targets to kind of make the season last a bit longer.
Yep, and also give people a bit more time to comfortably, with their own pace, complete everything, and do not rush through the story, because the story is going to be very exciting. So excited for this season. But there are a lot more other things to this season. Season pass, of course, but we'll get to that a bit later. First of all, let's talk new gear.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, some of you who had a chance to participate in the PTS, you guys probably already know quite a few things about the new gear, and we'll talk about the things that we changed following the PTS and things we decided to not to touch yet.
Yep.
And for the new gear, I guess we can just start with the... Oh, yeah, that's the collector chess piece. Yeah. That's the exotic chess piece. And yeah, it's a very interesting one, and I think it's especially people who love using grenades in the game are gonna love this one.
Yeah, and I think in general, anyway, this season is a lot about fire and explosions. So a lot of the pieces of gear that we've made are focused on that. So the collector is, yes, it is for people who like to use grenade or who want to try to make grenades a thing and a play style. So that's really going to be for you in terms of like more grenade capacity, increased radius, and getting more grenade regeneration as well. So they come back a bit faster, or they actually come back. You don't have to pick them up all the time. So anyway, it's one example. There's of course other pieces of gear that are also focused on that. This is the gear set.
Ortiz X0.
The Ortiz X0. So, of course, this gear set, as you will know probably, is focused a lot on fire, and especially the fire turret, or the incinerator turret. And basically, the idea with this one is when you have the 4-piece gear set, your turret is now going to spin in a 360 angle and set everything on fire in that area. So it's really, trying to have gear sets that are not just about boosting your stats, but actually unlocking functionalities that you didn't have before. So we're playing around a bit what the gear sets can do, and trying to create, play styles and fantasies by using those gear sets.
And spin is something that some players had questions about during the PTS.
Yeah, they did, because of course when we communicated about this gear set, a lot of people drew the comparison with Firecrest from Division 1, which was also a gear set focused on the fire turret. But the fire turret worked very differently in Division 1 because it was targeting NPCs, so one at a time. And in Division 2, it works differently. You set it in motion, or you set it in position, it has an angle, and then it's just firing in that angle. So it doesn't actually target NPCs. And some people have been asking for the functionality to come back. But in truth, one thing that you should know on like behind the scenes a bit on how things work in the game, even though we are actually showing the turret moving, the angle of the turret the area of effect of the turret is always active regardless of where the turret is actually facing. So what that means for this gear set is that everything that enters the range of the turret is going to be set on fire. So you don't have to wait for the turret to actually spin in that direction. So it basically creates a big fire AoE. So it's great for for crowd control and basically locking NPCs in place. So it works differently than the fire turret did in Division 1. It's a very different fantasy, but if you've played it on the PTS, odds are hopefully you've been having fun with it. We have, so we're pretty happy where it is.
Yep, and just a quick reminder that also the chest and backpack bonuses that we have on Xuro will help amplify the turret damage, radius, and status effect. And what we see on the screen right now is the Iron Lung LMG. That is this season new exotic. A very cool design. I really love it.
Yes, it's a really cool design, and it's again the idea of fire and status effects, explosions. Everything is going into this fantasy here. Of course, you see this dragon face, so the idea of the dragon spitting fire. So yeah, it's been also the main inspiration for this weapon. And
there is also going to be another brand set called Langmo. That is also plays into the grenades and fire fantasy. It's going to have the named chest carpenter with the talent perfectly made bomber, which increases grenade radius as well.
Yeah, so it's again about grenades and explosions.
Yep.
Yes, and Mad Bomber didn't have a perfect talent yet, so now it is.
And grenades are going to be refunded. That's actually very nice.
For people that are into grenades.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually
the way you're saying it's going to be very nice. I sense that you're into grenades.
I am. I actually do love
like to blow stuff up.
Yeah, I mean, once I learned what to press on my controller to actually throw the grenade, I started using them all the time.
Good.
Let's not go into that. But of course, that is not the only thing that this season pass going to have, right? There are a few other things that we want to show. Oh yeah, there are a few nice skins. So the premium track will contain 11 weapon skins. You will be able to see a few of them right now. Oh, I really love Snow Leopard. That's one of my favorite prints, by the way. 11 gear dice as well, 3 new emotes, and another very special thing, actually 2 of them, but let's get to them in the, not this
dumplings.
one. I mean, I love dumplings.
You said you love dumplings,
yeah,
right?
This is definitely my favorite skin. I mean, it's so cute. I love cute stuff. But yeah, while we are waiting for that asset to drop, I'm just going to remind you all that players with the premium season pass, of course, only those who own the Division 2 Warlords of New York or owners of Ubisoft Plus subscription are going to be able to get access to it. It costs 1,000 premium credits. And this time, for the very first time ever, you're going to get That's not actually for the very
I was
first
like,
time.
that's not the first
It's not the first time.
We did
It's-
it last season already.
Yeah, but the thing is, this time is a bit different, and I think a lot of people are going to be excited. See, I'm building the hype, the excitement, because I'm very excitement. There is going to be a hunter-themed outfit.
Mhm.
How cool is that?
Well, we're
This-
facing a hunter. We're getting a hunter outfit. We heard you like hunters, so we put hunters in your hunters. So that's a brand new hunter outfit that's going to be part of the season pass. So you will get 2 outfits on the season pass. The one that is themed around the X-Euro gear set to visually fit, but then also later in the season pass you will get to unlock the red hunter outfit.
Yeah, it is super cool. Oh my god, I really love it. But yeah, themed outfits, they're kind of a newer addition to the season pass, but at the same time, we already had it since season 11, from what I remember.
What, the second outfit?
Yeah,
No, we did
No.
it last season.
We
with
had
the-
one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
with
the second, it's the first time
the
ever.
Splinter Cell
Yeah.
outfit we did last season.
Probably. I don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys are really excited about Hunter outfit because I definitely am. See, it's really doing something to my brains. I started forgetting stuff because
That mask is really cool. That
it-
red mask
it is
with
so
the
cool.
smile. It's,
but this is oh yeah. Thank you for showing it
Bring it
again,
on again.
Dor. I can just watch it for hours. But unfortunately, we do not have that much time. There is still a lot of stuff we have in store for you. And talking about outfits, definitely that's not the only outfit that you're going to get this time around. Apparel event. This season, it's called Nexus.
Yes.
And you can see the few outfits from this apparel collection. So yeah, it's like streetwear
With a twist.
with a twist.
Yeah, it's not the streetwear you will see everywhere, but the idea was just to keep building on like exploring new looks and new styles, and I know that some people prefer tactical, some people prefer civilian. We are trying to find a bit of a balance where like last apparel event we did like this kind of military high tech. Now we are going to back a bit more to civilian-ish, but yeah, with a twist, as we said. This is a take on like some very modern-looking neon light, almost anime-inspired outfits to bring something that we hadn't seen before.
No, I think those of you who enjoyed the streetwear and activation,
Street activation, yeah.
that you're gonna enjoy this one a lot.
Yeah,
Because
it's pushing that fantasy even a bit further. So yeah, there's some really cool pieces in this one, and especially I think we will get there soon. But
oh, that's my favorite one with the cat ears.
you like the cat ears, right?
Yeah, the cat and the backpack.
Mm-hmm. True. Wait, the backpack is coming. Here it
That's
is.
so nice.
That's very Division Agent backpack. And then, of course, yes, the kind of new uniqueness with this one is we've done that already I think with the past apparel event, but we've pushed that even further this time. So as a reward for completing the apparel event, you will get this uniform. And so uniforms, if you remember, they are the pieces that take over all or most of your appearance. So here it will cover your body, your legs, but therefore doing uniforms allows us to create pieces that we couldn't do with just outfit pieces. And so as you've seen, maybe we'll get back to it, but as you've seen, we've made a uniform that is basically a long cloak, which we've never done before. So I'm pretty excited about that, to see that one in game.
Yeah, and actually this one is going to be the completion reward. So
Yep.
there are like 6 outfits in total, but the 6th one, this one that you can see on your screens right now, is the completion reward.
Yep.
And just to remind you about leveling up your watch to unlock different items through caches, the keys for the apparel caches can be earned from few different sources. Of course, one free key is going to be granted to everyone. Premium pass owners are going to get additional 3 extra keys. And of course, shade leveling, 1 key every 4 shade levels. So that's pretty much the same. I mean, you can also buy them with the premium credits, but we're not talking about that. So let's.
I mean, buy them if you want to buy them. That's money for us, which means more support for the game. But you do you. You don't have to.
More
The
cool
beauty of it.
outfits. Let's talk about some other things. Why do we have different cards all of a sudden?
No, we don't
It's
have
so
the same
weird.
card. We're lost.
Okay, PTS results. Thank you so much for saving us, Dory. So there are a few things that we actually talked about when showing you gear, because that was the main focus of this current PTS. And
That's the card. It was in the middle.
that's my fault, actually. I'm the one responsible for at least nothing is upside down this time around. See, I'm
Taya set
learning.
me up and she tried
I'm
to
getting better.
unsettle me, but I'm here. I'm focused.
I
You were saying?
Yeah, I was saying that we mentioned a few things. Okay, from the beginning, gear was the main focus of this PTS, right? The reason why we decided not to include incursion as well, I think some of you can understand why, but just to give you an idea, we didn't want to give anyone an unfair advantage.
No, I mean, we know how important it is when we do this like super challenging strategic content, which is what the incursion is. We will talk a bit more about it. It would be so unfair to put it on the PTS and allow some players to play it earlier than others and to kind of spoil everything already on live streams or any of that. The alternative would be to say, hey, we are doing PTS under NDA, but nobody wants to do that. That would be counterproductive for us. So we've decided to take a leap of faith and not put the incursion on the PTS. Hopefully this will pay off. But it's we just want to keep the surprise.
Yeah, absolutely. But then the exclusive exotic that is a part of the incursion was a part of the PTS because, of course, we needed to test how the gun works.
Yeah.
And a few changes that were made following the PTS actually include this one exotic called Ouroboros. Do we want to talk about it now or when we get closer to the incursion?
No. We can talk about it. And of course, everybody commented on Ouroboros. It was a lot of fun. It was very powerful. And we wanted to address it in the sense of, because it's such an exclusive reward behind the incursion, we also don't necessarily want the incursion to become a mandatory step for everybody to reach the same power level. But it's also cool to have a powerful item behind a piece of content. So anyway, long story short, not gonna make everybody suffer here too much. The RPM has been reduced from 1500 to 1350, so it's 150 lower. So it's just trying to reduce it slightly, but keep the uniqueness it had of this very high RPM and then all the rest of the cool stuff that comes with it. There's also some tech reasons because it turns out that when you get really, really high RPM, our servers are not really happy about it. So 1500 plus all the additional effects you can have to increase your RPM starts becoming problematic.
But it's not a big decrease, so hopefully it won't.
Yeah, hopefully the identity remains. We didn't want to nerf it to the ground. We didn't want to destroy the identity of this weapon. It's cool to have something that's still powerful. So hopefully it's still going to be up there amongst the most fun items, but in a slightly more reasonable way.
And we already talked about the turret as well, and that we decided to not follow up with any changes regarding it. So, but of course, if there are going to be more feedback, as usual.
Yeah, once this is in the hands of everyone and it's been on the game for some time, we will look at any outliers if it turns out that something was not adjusted the right way. So, the drill. It's a never moving thing, balancing.
Yeah. True that. And also there were, of course, a few smaller changes. I would not recite all of them right now because we're going to be publishing the patch notes for the new season right after the live stream. So if you want to compare the numbers, the percentages against the BTS patch notes, you're welcome to do that right after the stream. And talking about some other changes, of course, there is also Descent. And I think we should probably talk about that a little bit more. So first of all, the descent rewards underwent some changes for level 40 players. And of course, the most important one of them is that we increased the chance to receive reconstructed and exotic cash for defeating Nemesis from 12 to 50%.
Yes. It's a big increase.
It's a big increase, yeah.
But it's like, you should feel rewarded for reaching the Nemesis. Like you can keep playing after Nemesis, but ultimately, like we want you to be able to make the decision when you beat Nemesis of like, okay, am I satisfied with what I got? And so we want to make sure that you get enough rewards. And as you can see, reconstructed caches, it's not just on Nemesis, but in general across the board. It's, we are being much more generous with it. So hopefully that's going to make it a bit better.
But it's also important to mention that depending on which loop you end up with, you're going to get all the rewards for this loop and all the previous loops before that.
Yeah, it adds up, yeah.
So that a lot of caches. And of course, as you can see from this infographics here, that there were improved guaranteed rewards. Some of them were changed to exotic and reconstructed cache. And of course, we increased the drop chance for bonus rewards as well. You can see it with the pointy arrows. And this is not all.
A lot of loot.
A lot of loot, but this is not all. There are also few updates to the talent pool for Descent. And these are the new talents that are going to be added to Descent with this update. There are just a few. We won't be going through all of them, right? Because that's a lot of talents. You guys probably already know everything about them. Just a few things that we need to mention for efficient talent. The gain per tier has been increased from 5 to 7, with the maximum of 83% at tier 10.
93.
What did I say?
You said 83. I don't want people to go do math and be like, oh, Daria can count.
No, it's true. Sorry, my English is not Englishing. Yannick is completely right.
But it's it's just going to be a bit more interesting to build up efficient. And in general, yes, we're adding more exotics to the pool. And I know that in some regards, it can become a problem, because when we have too many talents in the pool, then suddenly it gets harder to actually get the ones you want. So we are having discussions in the team on how to address that, but that's more on that in the future. That's not a season 2 thing, but we hear you if that's your concern. If with every season we're adding more talents, that means we're diluting the pool even more and more. But we have some ideas.
Yeah. And I'm just going to recite this, that Shock and Ave talent also gain was increased by 10%, with the maximum of 105 at tier 10.
Yeah, this is from PTS feedback also.
Yeah, but all that information is going to be in the patch notes, so if you're writing everything down, no need to. And that's all for Descent and for the PTS changes for now. And I think we're getting closer to the most exciting part of this live stream. It's the incursion. Right. We won't talk about this for now. I think we need to let people watch the trailer first.
Okay.
And then we'll go into all the details about it.
This is Mackenzie Merritt. We need help. Cleaners have taken the Merritt estate. We need the division. Careful, agents. That tanker can blow at any minute. Stop the lovebirds.
Well, this is so exciting. Oh my god. I mean, as an avid Division 1 fan, I'm so excited for incursions coming back to Division 2.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about fire for this season, and this has been also the theme of the incursion. So, should we explain what the incursions are?
I think we should, yeah.
Yeah, because again, we keep talking about it, but not everybody was here during the days of Division 1. But incursions is basically, amongst the most challenging content that we have in the game. It's for groups of 4 players, and it's tough. It's going to be tougher than legendary missions. In some ways, potentially tougher than the raids, at least the raids as they are today, because people, speedrun those now in a few minutes. So the incursion is going to be, it's been built and balanced with, the top tier players in mind today, to try to offer a bit of a challenge. So it will take coordination, it will take the proper build, it will take strategy and communication for the players to actually beat all the different combats and challenges that this incursion is going to present.
And this one is quite different from what we had in Division 1.
Mm-hmm.
I do not really want to go into too many details, but I think that it's fair to say that it feels a bit more like a raid rather than the incursions that we had in Division 1.
Yeah, I think it's... So we wanted to have some difference between incursion and raid. It's not just a raid for 4 players. There's a bit of a difference where it's a bit more about your builds and your team composition, and sometimes a bit less about solving puzzles, which the raids have a lot. There are a few puzzles, and of course the boss mechanics definitely require a lot of strategy. But yeah, it's a bit more about, like, almost a bit more of an RPG challenge of having the builds to really face the lethality of the space. And then if I can give a comparison, because we had 4 incursions in Division 1, so it can mean very different things depending on which ones you played. But of course, our inspirations were more the later ones. So Dragon's Nest and Stolen Signal were the ones we took from, which were a bit lengthier, with more combats and actual mid-bosses and then final bosses. So that's what we built on when we say, inspired from incursions in Division 1. We definitely took the inspiration from the later ones, not the earlier ones.
Yeah, and of course we already mentioned the new exotic that is going to be exclusive for this specific incursion.
Yep.
That is called I cannot pronounce it for the life of me.
Ouroboros.
So this
So
giant
just say ro.
yeah, Ouroboros. Sorry, this giant snake. But this is a very cool exotic SMG. And it's not a guaranteed drop.
No.
You're gonna only have a 10% chance
On a weekly basis.
Yeah. Yes.
So the way it works is it's a bit like the raid, but basically there's a chest that you can only open once a week. In that chest, you have 10% chances to get the Ouroboros. If you do not get it, well, you will have to wait for next week to have a chance to open it again and to get the Ouroboros. But the Ouroboros can also, I've said Ouroboros a lot, can also drop from the bosses you will have in the incursion, and that all the time, not on a weekly basis, at a lower rate, at 1%. So basically, once a week, you have increased chances to get it, but you can, farm the incursion if you want for a chance to get it, regardless of the weekly reset.
So the completion reward only available once a week, but if you want to replay it, you will still have a 1% chance to drop it from the bosses.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as you've seen this time around, we are going against cleaners. These lovely birds here are called lovebirds.
Yes.
They're actually a couple, but the rest of their story is for you to discover.
Yeah, and one thing I would say on this incursion is, like, Similarly to what we've been doing a lot lately, is that there's a story behind it, and it has ties with the main story of of our seasons. For those of you that are story nerds on Division 2, well, you will see that there are actually connections. We are going to the Meret estate, and Meret, of course, is a name that should ring a bell to people that have played a lot of Division 1 and 2. That's this fashion brand that you see everywhere. So this is the estate of the wealthy family that is behind that. And without giving spoilers, in this estate, you're going there to rescue the civilians. Now that the estate, which was turned into a settlement, has been taken over by the cleaners. So you're going there to rescue the civilians, among which is the leader of the settlement, and that leader is Mackenzie Meret, and she's the heir to the Meret fortune, in a way. And yeah, that's a character that we may learn more about in the future.
Super exciting. And of course, for all the speedrunners out there, we are gonna be giving social media call-outs to those of you who would be lucky enough to beat it first. I don't know, in the group of 4, 3, solo. It's probably impossible, but who knows?
Solo is gonna be tough. So you don't need 4 players. You can perfectly start the incursion with less players if you want to. Now you should know that solo is probably going to be hard just because of the mechanics of some of the fights in there. So I would recommend you at least have 2 players to go there.
Yeah, I think it's impossible on solo.
I mean,
probably people gonna find a way.
On paper, it's impossible, but the community can surprise us sometimes. So maybe they will find a way to beat it. But on paper, it should be impossible to defeat it solo. That's not a challenge. That's just mechanically. That's the way it is. But with 2 players, though, it's going to be really tough. But at least mechanically, there's nothing that should really prevent you from completing it with 2 players.
Yeah, the next thing we know is people tweeting about how they spend 24 hours trying to beat it.
I mean, you should definitely go with 4 players on your first tries.
Yeah. Please do not sacrifice sleep in order to beat Incursion. I know it's tempting. I know, believe me, but... But yeah, I'm super excited to see who's going to be able to beat it first, and which platform, which country, how fast, but...
Not too fast, please.
Not too fast, yeah.
We've put a lot of work into it. It would be nice if it lasts for a couple hours before someone beats it.
But yeah, as much as I don't want to move from the Incursion, there are still some things that we need to show you guys, and one of them...
Right, we wanted to give a shout out to the team, though.
Right, absolutely.
Have you been trying to avoid that?
Absolutely. No. That's my bad. Yeah, thank you, Dory. So, a few things that it's totally my bad that I forgot to mention. This Incursion was made together with the Shanghai team.
Ubisoft Shanghai, yeah.
Yeah, and we want to give them a shout out. A few people that we worked with is Shan Jiawei, Song Xiaoqian, Gao Yunan, Zuki, Shantan Mo, and thank you so much for everything that you did. I think this is one of these exceptional pieces of content that I'm so happy to for myself personally and for the players to get your hands on. But also there was some help with a person that we know who worked with us before.
Yeah, so when we set out to do the Incursion, we wanted to make sure that we had consistency with the challenging content we've had in the past. So we actually reached out to Sébastien Lafouterie, Seb, or Sébastien. And the name might ring a bell to some people, but basically he works at Ubisoft NC, and he was game designer and then lead designer on the raids and some of the incursions in Division 1. So we wanted to make sure that we had his expertise carry over to the team in Shanghai. So he's been involved and helping us a lot. So hopefully this will show in the quality of this incursion. But again, yeah, amazing work by Shanghai. And I also just want to give a shout out to the team in Bucharest, even though the incursion was Shanghai. I don't want to make it sound like the team in Bucharest does not do a fantastic job all the time. They do. A lot of the great content that you see in the game is done by the team in Bucharest, and it's been a great partnership.
all the manhunts, the gear. That's our colleagues from
Descent,
Bucharest. Yeah.
climax missions, bunch of stuff.
Yeah, the only reason why I forgot to mention the team because I was so worried that I'm going to mispronounce the name. So, but yeah, let's
I think
talk
you
about
did good. You embraced it.
quality of
Respect.
life changes. I just hope that when Shanghai team watches it, they won't be very upset with me.
Hope not.
But yeah, a few things, quality of life changes that we need to mention for this specific season. If we can see the infographic, please. So yeah, I'm sure that people are going to be very excited about the exotic caches coming to all the DZ vendors
Yep.
in all 3 dark zones.
Yeah, it's just about trying to make the dark zone a bit more rewarding. We know some people like to spend some time there. Some people just, like the gameplay. Some people don't like the gameplay. But most importantly, we want to make sure that you feel rewarded for the time you put into the game, regardless of what you decide to play. So that's one way for us to make the dark zone a bit more interesting and spicy by allowing you to actually buy exotic caches at the vendor.
And the next one is not a quality of life change per se, but I think it's an important one to mention.
Yeah, it's a PvP change. It's about the range of Stinger Hive, and yes, it is not a quality of life, but that's a balancing change that hopefully matters. And the message here is, I know people in chat and people watching this, PvP players are probably like, there's a lot of PvP that needs to be changed, and you haven't done anything for PvP in a very long time. And I just want to tell you, we hear you, and there are more and more drastic PvP changes that are coming.
Oh, we just got a question from the chat. I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt you about it because that's important. People are asking when the incursion is dropping. It's actually happening tomorrow.
Day 1.
Yeah, together with the rest of the season 2.
So there is no delay. We've done that in the past with, I think with the raids we did that, where we opened them 1 week after the update, but we're not going to do that tomorrow. So when the update comes out, as soon as the servers open, you can go hit that incursion.
Yeah, but the rest of the questions we're going to answer after the live stream.
Yep.
We're going to announce the dates, repeat, everything is going to be in order. I'm so I know I already...
We did not actually give the date of the update.
We
in
did
this
not, but I was
intro,
saving it for the very end.
Okay.
See, but then again,
Well, it's tomorrow, but please pretend to be surprised when we announce it at the end.
Okay, let's get back to quality of life
But it's
changes.
tomorrow.
No, I understand that people are so excited about the incursion, but there is still more things for us to talk about, right?
Okay.
Anything else PvP-wise you want to mention? Or
No, I just said there's more changes and more drastic changes coming. That's pretty much as much as I'm allowed to say at this point.
yeah, and when we are ready, of course, you're going to be the first one to know. Some other things, I think it's a very nice one, the message notification that gonna help players identify what sort of other steps they missed in order to activate the bounty. I think that's a very helpful one.
Yeah. I mean, it's especially when you miss out or when you're not sure exactly what you need to do. I know that for some players out there, you're probably reading that and being like, "That's dumb. I don't need that." That's okay. It's not for you. It's for other people, and that's what quality of life changes are about. It's really about removing the small frictions. Sometimes it's more meaningful changes like exotic caches. Sometimes it's just removing small frictions or making small flow and experience improvements. So this is one of those for the people that sometimes get lost in the in the list of things that need to be done to actually play a manhunt.
Yeah, because there are sometimes we see the questions and people are a little bit lost. I think that would actually make the manhunt experience more streamlined and easier to navigate.
And the next one is also the same, right? Add the discovery mission to the manhunt menu activity list. Discovery mission becomes available upon completing the target bounty.
He can read.
He can read. But basically what this means is just, again, it's a small flow in improvement, but you know how playing the manhunt last season, when you finish a target, then we tell you, hey, go back to the castle to go talk to that person. This is not a mandatory step. you can actually start another target and not do that. But that creates a bunch of problems in the flow. So now it's going to be a mandatory step. Now you're going to have to, once you finish a target, you go back to the castle, you talk to the right person, and only then you will unlock the next target, which again helps with, with understandability, with people actually doing the right things at the right time, and hopefully will create less situations where people get lost in the manhunt or potentially also things breaking.
Yeah, absolutely. And no, I really think that those are very helpful, especially considering how many questions we usually receive about these specific topics. And it's not the last one. There is going to be a second slide, I promise. But the equip set button is something new that you guys going to be able to see in your apparel menu, and it would help you equip all owned items from the selected item set. So you don't really need to click them one by one.
Yeah, it's especially a problem when you're playing, like apparel events or whatever, or you get all the set items and it all looks cool, but you have to go find all of those pieces one by one. Now you can do all of that at once. So yeah, once again, this is one of the quality of life changes. The whole experience with outfits and apparel and all that are also things. Is also something that we are going to make more improvements to moving forward. But this is just one of them. A small thing that should help with some players.
And let's move to the next slide. So yeah, another update that I know a lot of players were waiting for. We added the Legacy Manhunt menu, where you would be able to find the previous season prime target missions, and also go through the targets profiles, play all the missions in the order, and get all the rewards.
Yeah, I mean, this is so there's a very different window of scale when we talk about quality of life changes. This is almost a whole new feature, but yeah, it's basically for all those who want to catch up on the story or to replay the old climax missions or the old manhunt. So now you will actually have a timeline that tells you in-game time when things happen. Give you the brief of what happens. You can select a climax mission. You will get the cutscenes when you're being transported to that climate mission, so you can see the cutscenes again from the previous seasons, the intro cutscene, if there is one, and the outro cutscene when you finish the mission. So yeah, this is all in order for people to re-experience some of that. It's not the full manhunt, just to be 100% clear, it's just the climax mission, and we will give you a text explanation of everything in preparation of that climax mission, so you can follow the story that way. The one thing that's still missing is the collectibles, the season collectibles. They are not yet added, but our plan is to also allow you to get those collectibles as you beat the bosses of the climax mission. It's not going to be there yet, so not with season 2, but in the future, hopefully not too far, we will also add that functionality that you will be able to kind of farm the collectibles if you missed them of the previous seasons by replaying the climax.
So yeah, hopefully this would give our new players the opportunity to experience the previous story installments and at least get a glimpse at what happened before.
Yeah, it's just if you missed out on a season, then no panic. You can get the gist of it by just playing the Legacy Manhunt.
Or you can watch NGN's analytic reports.
You can watch videos.
Yeah, it's up to you. And the last one, we won't go through all the details. That's another outfit widget that would help you understand what items you own right now, what you don't own, and also will help you identify which specific items belong to a specific set. So another good feature for all the fashionistas out there.
Yes.
But that's not all. I mean, quality of life changes wise, that's all. But there are some other things that we hinted at in the very beginning. It's actually winter holidays. I know it's just 2nd of October, but winter holidays are essentially going to be part of season 2.
Yes.
So I think it should be good for us to talk
about
them a little bit. And we have a small preview, like a tiny sneak peek for you.
Woohoo!
This is one of the items that we gonna have as the reward.
Yes. I know it's spooky season and we're already showing you Christmas stuff or winter stuff, but it's that's gonna be, with every winter holiday in the past we've had a bespoke name item. Usually these have been, two of them were weapons, one was a face mask, and this time it's gonna be a proper Santa backpack.
Yeah, it's so nice with all
gonna
the
do fun
Christmas
things.
lights and a small teddy. Actually, when the agent is running around, the teddy bobs its head
Yep.
a little bit. It's so cute.
So it's not gonna be in game right now. I mean, it's not gonna be available in game right now.
In December.
I guess we will communicate the date.
Yeah, the exact
closer
date
to-
will be communicated later. But I
Mhm.
think it's also important to mention that there are going to be some old items available as well, but we'll also have 10 new items,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so we're gonna change a bit the winter holiday and how it works. In the past it was you had the how are they called? I forgot now. The scavengers, was it? NPC anyway, that had the Christmas hat, the Santa
The
hat,
hoarder.
the hoarder. Yeah, and you could take them down and then get the named item. But that was pretty much it. Now we've actually made something that's a bit more, a bit more of a celebration and activities. So you will have 15 daily projects knocking on a day-to-day basis, and each one of those projects will give you cosmetic rewards. And as Daria said, that's 15 rewards in total. 10 of them are new. 5 are actually the Santa outfit that some of you may have from last season or from last winter holiday, but if you haven't, it's going to be an opportunity to catch up. So yeah.
Yeah, and from what I remember, it would be possible to complete all the projects even on the very last day
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, it's daily
of the
projects,
event.
but it's not. You don't have to be there on that day to get it. They just unlock one after the other every day, but you can always catch up with the ones you've missed as long as the event is active.
Yeah, super, super exciting. And the last thing for us is let me fetch my laptop first. Cute. Yes, it's under the table.
High quality production right there.
But you yourself told that everything is in order now in this room.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I thought it was until you took out your laptop. I was like, oh, everything's so professional. Do I need to talk to keep people busy while you're trying to do that? Okay.
I'm quickly gonna update the document. It's updating. Dory, why are you zooming?
Zooming in and out, just trying to put some dynamics in there.
It's updating.
It's coming. It's coming, people. Wait for it. It's gonna be amazing.
It's almost there. So, questions. Let's start. I think we can start with the incursion. So we already answered the first one. When it drops, it drops tomorrow with the whole season. So October 3rd, now you know. I don't think that's even a secret at this point. Like whenever we announce the live stream, pretty much everyone knows that the season is dropping on the next date.
Yeah, that's would be weird. Hey, by the way, it's coming next month.
Is it possible to make an incursion like in Division 1?
Yes. Yes, this is not a raid. You will be able to matchmake for the incursion.
Can we play incursion solo? I mean, we partially answered that one. I mean, you can try.
Yeah. There's nothing preventing you from doing it. But if you manage to beat the incursion solo legit, do tell us.
I mean, we'll be able to track it through the telemetry data. So even if you tell us lies, we'll know. The incursion is going to be paid? No, it's free.
No, it's for level 40, so you need to own Warlords of New York, as usual. But as long as you own Warlords of New York and you're level 40, you can go there. It's not paid content.
How many bosses? Do we want to disclose that now, or do we want people to discover that on their own?
You'll have to play it to find out.
I mean, we showed a few hints with the screenshots
More
and
than
the key
one.
art, so I mean, you can try and guess. Or wait until tomorrow. Can you play as a group of 6? No, it's only available for 4 players, just as the incursions in the Division 1. Is incursion DPS based? Not really.
No, it's we really approached it thinking of roles. So if you're going there with a full DPS team, I mean, I have no doubt that 6 months from now people will be able to breeze through it. But if you're going there tomorrow with a full DPS team, you're probably going to be in trouble.
But try and let us know.
Yeah.
Lead by experience. Will incursions be a yearly thing or seasonal or just one-time thing?
Well, let's see how the one goes tomorrow. It's just, we talk about incursions as a concept. It's coming back to the Division 2. We've made one. If you folks like it, if you're having fun and if you want more, let us know.
And that's it for incursions. There are a few questions about the apparel stuff. Will we get the recruiter outfit? Oh, that's a nice one.
Would be nice, right? Looks good. Huh?
Yeah, I wish we could. Can you bring back Halloween masks?
Halloween mask? Specific ones or just in general? I mean, we will have a spooky season thing on the store. You're looking at me. I don't know. I don't know if I'm reaching like things I'm not supposed to say. But if you're into Halloween mask, yes, there will be a new Halloween mask.
No, it's totally fine to mention.
Available on the store when we get closer to Halloween.
Will we get tactical skins for legendary weapons at some point?
Tactical skins for legendary weapons? What's legendary weapons?
Exotic weapons?
Yeah, exotic weapons maybe, or the signature weapons. I mean, if this is skins for exotic weapons, that's an idea we have in mind, but we don't have anything concrete on that just yet.
We'll have to ask Polly, see what he says. Gear and weapons. A stored moving spinning, just a visual effect. I think we already answered that one, but if you...
yes, it is. Maybe I'm not supposed to tell you that, but you would figure it out soon enough anyway. Yes, it is. It is. When you place your turret, you're basically creating a circle AoE, and anything entering that AoE is going to be set on fire. The turret effect is just for dramatic effect, but it's actually setting everything on fire.
A question about the possible nerf for San Elmo and shock ammo in DZ and PvP. That's actually been on our Trello board for quite some time. That we're working not on that specifically, but
not with Season 2, but we are looking at PvP balancing, and I hinted at the fact that there are more PvP changes that are coming a bit later down the line. We're working on a bigger package.
And status effect for...
And status effects, yes.
But that's on our Trello, so if you haven't seen that one, please check it. There are a lot of helpful info in there. Questions about reworking old exotics?
The plans to rework old exotics.
Dread Addict.
Yeah, I mean, plans I don't know, but that's an intention. We want with every season to not just bring new things, but when we have the time to also revisit older things. So sometimes it's going to be gear sets, sometimes it might be exotics. So yes, on paper that's an intention, even though we don't have a concrete plan on when and how we do that. But when we have time, we will revisit some of them.
People are asking about the possibility to add new exotic to raids now that some of the exotics are available in a dark zone.
That's not our plan just yet. We're adding exotics, as you know. There's an exotic coming to the incursion. We add exotics as exclusives to the new content. Adding new exotics to the raids. I'm thinking about it. I think that would make sense if we were to revisit the raid in terms of balancing as well, because today, for a lot of groups out there, the raid has become a bit too trivial. So if we would want to put new exclusive rewards behind it, we would probably want to also revisit the raids and potentially try to make them a bit more challenging. And that's not planned at the moment.
I still think that it would be fair to say that it's not easier to get an exotic in the DZ rather than in the raid. It's just...
No, I mean, the most predictable option is still to do the raid. You have a chance to get it in the DZ, and our intention is kind of to keep going that way. That's things that are exotic, not exotic, but are exclusive to specific piece of content are only exclusive for a time, and then eventually we add them to the dark zone. So you will see more of that as we keep going, keep advancing in our timeline. We're going to eventually 1 year in the very long future, the Ouroboros, for example, might be added to the dark zone, but not anytime soon. So of course it would make sense when we do that to also start rotating new exotics on those activities. But to be honest, the thing is, exotics they're not easy to produce. So there's only so many we can make every season. So we have to be careful where we put them.
A very popular question about Descent, where will there be checkpoints in Descent?
Not at the moment. It would take a complete refactoring of how Descent works. It's also, if I pull the curtain a bit, it's very messy technically with your save, because we are putting you on another character. If we were to allow, so I would assume when you say checkpoints, you actually mean like being able to save your progress and resume in another session, because I find that most of the time that's what people mean. Maybe I'm wrong, but when they say checkpoints. But right now, when you leave a session, we erase everything of that session. And that's the only way for us to make sure that we can put you on a fresh character when you start Descent. It's technically your character, but actually it's not. So anyway, that would be a tremendous amount of work, and that would also kind of trivialize the concept of permanent death in a way, and really trying to push you. What we want to look at, though, on the other hand, because we know that this is a very regularly requested thing, but in truth, I think in many cases, what transpires through that is the fact that people find that Descent just takes too long. And it's not easy to necessarily plan a session of 45 minutes, 1 hour, or 2 hours. And I think that's maybe where we can make more improvements. It's just on bringing down the session time of Descent to something that is a bit more reasonable and takes a bit less long until you at least get the threshold of reaching the Nemesis and beating the Nemesis. So we're a bit more interested in that and looking in that direction, not adding checkpoints.
Thank you for clarifying that. Performance issues, will they be addressed in Division 2? But I think that's something that we mentioned in one of the reasons why the seasons were extended, to actually give the team a bit more time to concentrate on the stability issues.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just, extending the seasons. It's not just about fixing bugs and all of that. It's also for us to take the time to look at, the issues we have with stability, with performances, and a lot of those. I mean, we actively work on those all the time, but sometimes we also, need to work on the new content. So extending the seasons allow us a bit more time to also go back into the kind of the backlog of issues and try to address those. And of course, as usual, stability and performances are on top of our priorities.
Will the Division 2 get more support after Year 5 to bridge the gap to Division 3? We are not allowed to talk about that. There is still so much content planned for Year 5. What are you talking about? We were getting the new incursion dropping tomorrow. Let's see how that goes. Let's play through that first. And how can we get the hoodie Yannick is wearing? It says dev team here.
Easy. You actually just need to work on the division.
Yeah, just come work with us and you'll get it.
Easy. Get a job, get a hoodie. But yeah, and I mean, we make faces, but I mean, I think we've been pretty clear and pretty transparent on that in the past on, our ambitions with Division 2. We want to keep going. As long as we're being allowed to, we want to keep going with Division 2. There's still I know we've had announcements with, Julian as an executive producer and the Division 3 becoming a thing. But that doesn't change anything for us. And in terms of ambition for Division 2, we still have big plans and we want to keep going for as long as we can. So right now, our focus is year 5. Let's hope it's successful.
There was a very popular, just a few other questions.
Yep.
Very popular one about the inventory space.
So in terms of like extending stash space and inventory space, we are at the point where it's just technically not possible anymore. And I'm pretty sure we said that last time, but this was the maximum, like when we did it a couple of years ago, this was the maximum we could do. And I'm sure some smart people will quote me and say that I'm stupid and that this is not how it works. But the truth is just that if we extend it further, we're going to have problems with the game. And right now, our focus is stability. It's not to add more instability. So, we know this is an issue, and of course, every time we add new gear and new gear sets, we make it worse because you want to store more things, and we're not extending the space with it. But the real problem here is the concept of hoarding in our game. The problem is not how much I can store, it's actually the fact that we feel like every time we get a piece of gear, I should hold on to that because it might be useful later, or I have all those builds and I want to keep every single one of them because if I lose that item, it's gone forever. So we have some ideas on in the future how we can try to address that issue without having to increase the storage space.
Yeah, and I think the last one is is there any plans for textiles?
Yeah, we are actively discussing textiles and how to make that, how to make you folks spend your textiles because you're sitting on a bunch of them. So we are discussing about what's the best use for them. How can we allow you to reinvest that into the game economy? But yes, it is an active discussion we're having.
And I think that's pretty much it. And thank you so much, everyone who submitted their questions. If we, by any chance, missed anything, it's not because we do not want to answer those. There are going to be other live streams, maybe other opportunities for you to chat with us. It's another thing that we've been discussing lately. Of course, we'll let you know about all the details once it's finalized. But I thank you for joining us, and thank you, Yannick, for joining me today. So to repeat once again, Year 5 Season 2 Puppeteers is dropping tomorrow, October 3rd, together with the Incursion, together with all the gear, with all the nice weapon skins that we showed you today. Same for the quality of life updates, Descent. It's all gonna be included, like the whole package. So yeah, hopefully you'll be there. And the patch notes with all the information regarding the new gear, with all the specs and stats, are also going to be dropping after the live stream. So stay tuned. Thank you so much.
Thank
See
you for having me,
guys.
Daya. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
And have fun tomorrow. Have fun with the Incursion. Have fun with the season. And just, let us know how all of this feels.
Yeah. See you. Have a good day.
Cheers, everyone.
Agent, what's the worst thing you've seen in the last year? The dollar flu? Hostiles, destroying any sense of progress we've made? Natalia Sokolova? Agent, the people we are sworn to protect rely on us. And we've failed them. Rogue agents are nothing compared to the threats you are about to face. It's time you met the recruiter.
This is Mackenzie Merritt. We need help. Cleaners have taken the Merritt estate. We need the division. Careful, agents. That tanker can blow at any minute. Agents, please. We need you to stop the lovebirds.